probably, okay, so 1, summary. That's what I'm asking for. Now, I have noticed that this word can be confusing and frustrating to a lot of people. Has anyone kind of disliked this word? You did? I did. In fact, I disliked this word pretty much my whole life until about 10 years ago when I figured out why everyone hates this word. It's because it is spelled badly. So when you think about it, if you know any math talk, sum means what in math talk? Lisa?
Conclusion.
Conclusion or?
All of it.
All of it, right? So the total. So if I said, give me the sum of 2, 3, and 4, you would very quickly calculate that it is?
9.
9, because you added them all together and gave me the total. Unfortunately, when you are writing a summary, you cannot give all of it. You cannot give the total of it. You can only give some of it, which is why, correctly spelled, this word should look like this. It's a summary. You're choosing some of it, not all of it. Then the question becomes, which part of it do you choose? And what you're looking for are the salient, or as we now know, the salty bits. Now, that's the first thing you need to know. The purpose, I've made that clear. What is the second thing that you would need to know to write anything, especially a précis or a summary? I told you last week. Lisa?
The length.
The length, yes. Now, what were some of the guidelines on length for précis? Do you recall? Yes.
Either 100 to 150 words, a sixth, a fifth, a fourth, or 30%.
Okay, good. So you have a good memory. So it's a range of words, 100 to 150, or a percentage or fraction of the total. So let's kind of arbitrarily choose one of those and say your target is approximately 25%. So you would like to reduce this speech to about 1/4 of its size. To do that, you need to know how long is the original. Now, there are 3 ways to find this out. One way would be to sit here and count every word. This would probably not be a brilliant use of your time. The other thing you could do, if you had this on a Microsoft Word document, you could just highlight the speech portion of the text, look at the bottom, and it would tell you how many words you've got highlighted. But let's say you don't have a computer, such as this moment, and you have this document, and you say, okay, I want to know what would be 25% of this. So here is an efficient and quick method of estimating length of documents. Okay? So here, this is what I learned, this is what I've done, works pretty well. You count 3 lines of words. Okay? So let's quickly do that. We'll count 3 lines of words. How many did you get, Millie?
50.
50. That's what I got too. Everyone else get 50?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have 50, and that was 3 lines. So we divide 50 by 3. What does that approximately equal? Noah?
13.3. No.
I
Sorry.
think you're off by a digit.
16.3.
16.3? Okay. So approximately 16. So what we then know is that on this page, there's an average of 16 words per line. Fair enough? Now we just count the lines. 1, 2, 3. Now, you'll notice that some of these paragraphs end with short lines of 1 or 2 or few words, right? So you can generally kind of just either ignore those or add 2 half lines to make 1 line. So you're still estimating. How many lines did you count, Allie?
I got 45.
45?
45.
45? Anyone get anything significantly different? Okay, so now we've got 45. Is that right, math?
That's what I got.
Okay, so approximately 720 words. Okay, now we're going to divide that so that we get 25%, which is 1/4. So if we divide that by 4, what do we end up with? Yes, Nathan?
18.
Close. Yeah, you got the 18 part. Good. So we want to shoot for approximately 180 words. That's our goal, right? Okay, now we talked about paragraphs last time and what's your average size. So this is kind of an awkward, could be 1 really long one, could be 2 shorter ones. You'd have to decide, does this content divide into 2 sections easily? If so, I'd shoot for 2 shorter paragraphs. If no, I might shoot for 1 longer one. Do you see how you would decide that? Does anyone see 2 easy divisions in this? If I said she's talking about 2 things, they are, Zane?
The simplicity of human rights, and then a second part would be versus totalitarianism.
Okay, so one would be kind of defining what human rights are, how people have struggled to achieve that, and then the other would be what is a totalitarian system and what does that inhibit or infringe upon. Okay, so could go that way. So then, once you figure out your target length, right, then you decide number of paragraphs. And I would strongly recommend you try for the 2 in this case. Then you would have to come up with topics for your 2 paragraphs. And then you would take notes. Now, the trick of summarizing, of writing a summary, is to figure out which sum of it you're going to tell. The salient, the key ideas, the most important, or in some cases, the most interesting. Or you could also use the word relevant. So, when you take notes, that's where you do your limiting, right? You don't want to take notes on the whole thing and then have to figure out what to use or not use. You want to take notes, and hopefully this becomes an outline, right, from which you can go ahead and write from those notes so that the process is relatively quick and clear and easy.